Imagine we're sitting down together for a coffee or going for a walk, and the conversation turns to personal growth and change. A lot of people think, if I just had enough motivation, some breakthrough, or a big event in my life, then things would finally change. But the truth is something else entirely. Something Aristotle figured out over 2,000 years ago. He was the kind of philosopher who loved to break down life into little pieces, always searching for the heart of what makes us human. One of his most famous and powerful lines is this: "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And honestly, that single sentence is the answer to a lot of questions we have about change, success, and happiness. Picture yourself a year from now. Who will you be? What will your life look like? Maybe big things come to mind right away. A new job, an adventure, a dramatic transformation in your personal life. But Aristotle would gently remind you, it's not the rare, huge decisions that really change a person, but those small, everyday choices that we repeat, sometimes without even noticing. How you wake up in the morning, what you eat for breakfast, whether you greet your loved ones with a good morning or check your phone before you even get out of bed. I used to believe that change had to be dramatic too. When I decided to get healthier, I made this big resolution. I would go to the gym every day for an hour, eat a perfect diet, quit sugar, meditate, and learn a new language, all at once. How long did I last? Maybe a week, 2 at best. Then I slipped back into old habits, feeling even worse, because once again I'd failed. It wasn't until I started with tiny steps, a few minutes of exercise, swapping out some scrolling time at night for 10 pages of a book, taking a moment each morning to check in with someone I love, that things truly began to change. Before I knew it, those little actions became my new normal. That's the true power of habit. It isn't magic. It doesn't require some superhuman motivation or a master plan. Building new habits is more like building a house, one brick at a time, day after day, through small, steady choices. Sometimes those bricks seem almost laughably tiny. An apple instead of a candy bar, a walk instead of a bus ride, a simple "I'm sorry" instead of holding a silent grudge. You know that feeling when you resist a temptation and feel proud of yourself? Those moments are like little deposits in your strength account. Even if nobody notices, you're building real resilience. So instead of waiting for a life-changing revolution, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today, right now? Aristotle would tell you, nobody is born great. We become who we want to be by practicing every day, even when no one is watching. He compared it to learning a musical instrument. At first it's clumsy, you hit the wrong notes, your fingers don't cooperate, it's awkward and slow. But after 100 or 200 repetitions, you start to play almost without thinking. Habits work the same way. The more you practice, the more they become your second nature. And it's not about never slipping up. Everybody does. The most important thing is not to treat a single mistake as the end of your journey. I once read that the most important workout is the one you do when you least feel like it, because that's how you build true consistency. Take a moment. What would your day look like if you spent just 15 minutes every single day on learning a language, moving your body, or reaching out to someone you care about? 15 minutes is less than a coffee break, less than what most of us spend on social media every evening. But over a year, you could be speaking a new language, feel healthier, or have deeper relationships. Most of all, you start to see that you really can shape your life. From my own experience, I can tell you, big changes always start with the smallest steps. At first, you hardly notice them, but over time, those small actions become the foundation for everything else. You might be thinking, that's all nice, but I don't have the time, the motivation, or something always gets in my way. Believe me, everyone feels that way sometimes. But remember, you don't need a revolution. You need tiny improvements. One more vegetable at dinner, a tidy desk, going to bed 10 minutes earlier. These are things you can do, even on the toughest day. And even if you slip up, it's okay. Habits are built through coming back to what matters, not through perfect, unbroken streaks. Each time you return, you strengthen your willpower. I like to compare building habits to tending a garden. Someone who waters their plants, trims them, and looks after the soil every day will eventually see their garden bloom. Someone who does everything at once and then neglects it for a month usually gets discouraged quickly. Even the most beautiful garden was never built in a day. It takes regular, gentle effort. The same goes for relationships, health, and professional growth. In relationships, it's not the grand gestures that make us close, but those everyday acts, asking how someone feels, sharing the smile, saying thank you. In your career, it's not the spectacular achievements that matter most, but the fact that you try to learn something new, connect with colleagues, or solve problems every day. Sometimes the key to building a new habit is making it just a little bit easier for yourself. Want to eat healthier? Don't keep candy at home. Want to exercise more? Set your gym clothes out the night before. These little tweaks remove excuses before your motivation can run out. Everything worthwhile takes time. Bad habits sneak in quietly. Daily sugary coffee, constant complaining, skipping exercise. Good habits grow the same way, quietly, without fireworks, but with a huge payoff down the road. Today's psychologists say the same thing Aristotle did. What we repeat shapes not just our lives, but our brains. With every repetition, What once felt hard gets easier. Eventually, you don't have to force yourself. It just becomes part of who you are, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. So, I'll leave you with a question I often ask myself. What's one small habit that could really improve your life in the next few months? Make it something simple. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right motivation. Start today. A small step, repeated daily, is more powerful than the biggest effort made just once in a while. Remember, excellence isn't an act, it's a habit, and all of us can build it, little by little, step by step. Your everyday choices, especially the tiniest ones, are shaping who you are and who you'll become a year from now. Start building yourself today, right where you are. A year from now, you'll thank yourself for taking that first step.